Hi, I'm James with the Brains Report, and today we're going to review the Moosoo R3 Robot Vacuum. I've tested this for a little while now, and I found it's a good vacuum for cleaning up hardwood. It's good for hardwood. Let's look at what it comes with. This is the box it comes in, with a helpful carrying case in case you have a issue that you need to clean up, like perhaps that one guy in Pulp Fiction, he goes and cleans stuff up. He might bring this vacuum with him to help clean up the mess. Harvey Keitel, that's the guy's name. Okay, let's look at what comes in here. It's got this thing, which if you look on the other side, it's got some quick start instructions. It's got the user manual here. Cardboard. Foam stuff. The vacuum came in this bag. I like to keep it in case I want to send it somewhere. Came with 2 extra filters, which is pretty nice. A lot of times it only comes with one. I'll show you what's going on in here. It comes with 2 extra side brushes, and it comes with a nifty cleaning tool. And I'm going to go ahead and close this up and leave the box here so you can continue to look at it while I talk to you. It comes with a very useful app. With a little luck, my editing skills will be at the level where you can be seeing a video of me using the app at this point while I talk to you a little bit about it. I like that you can set no-go zones in the app. That's pretty nice for vacuum at this price point, and I found that the no-go zones actually work as advertised. Which is helpful because this thing gets stuck easily, and you're going to want to set no-go zones so it avoids its areas where it tends to get stuck. It's also got easy scheduling. Again, I found that the scheduling worked as advertising, and you can also you can sync it up with Alexa and Google Home. I did not do that because I kind of hate using those things, but it provides prompts in the app to kind of get you to do that, so that process, I imagine, is going to be easy. Performance. Let's talk a little bit about how this baby performed. In general, it did excellent on hardwood, just good on carpeting, not very good in corners, and as I said, it got stuck often. I have a little, I'd say it's maybe 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, little ledge thing underneath a bed, and it got stuck on that twice, which was a pain, and it got stuck in another area. It may have just been because it was low on battery. I tend to push these things to the limit just to see what the limits are so I can tell you about them. So to test on the different surfaces, I take a tablespoon each of flour, kitty litter, and coffee grounds, as well as some hairs, and I put them on 18 by 18 inch squares in their own little area on low pile carpeting, shag carpeting, and hardwood. I then run the vacuum on its highest mode for as long as it will go until the battery dies. And I then compare before and after photos to see how much of the different materials the vacuum picked up. On hardwood, it picked up all of the hair, and there was only a trace of the coffee grounds, flour, and kitty litter left, barely noticeable. On carpeting, it picked up all of the pet hairs, all the kitty litter, and all of the coffee grounds, but 10% of the flour was still left. And on the shag, there was only a trace of coffee grounds left. 10% of the kitty litter was left, and also 10% of the flour was left over. In the corners, on hardwood, it picked up 65% of the flour, and it came within an inch of the corner. In my experience, I've tested dozens of robotic vacuums. I'd say that's pretty good performance on the hardwood. On the carpeting, compared to others, it was not a very good performance. It only picked up 40% of the flour, and it came within 2 inches of the corner. And I imagine I should tell you how I test the corners. You should be able to see in pictures, I'll hopefully include in this video, that I sprinkle about a teaspoon of flour within 4 inches of the corner on both the hardwood and carpeting, and that makes it so I can see how close it gets. So another thing I test is if it's able to detect obstacles and avoid them. One of the obstacles that you might run into as a pet owner is a kitty that left some of its business on the floor. That's one of the biggest fears of a robot vacuum owner, is that the vacuum will see some poo and not recognize it, and then it will spread the poo all over the place. I guess, simulate the poo, because I don't actually want to destroy the vacuum or spread poop all over my house. That's what you're into. That's your thing. It's not mine. I use some duct tape, about 2-inch by 1-inch round of duct tape, a cylinder, and I set it on the floor and let the vacuum do its work, and then I see if the duct tape remains undisturbed. With this guy, it did not remain undisturbed. The vacuum did not recognize it and avoid it. So there's that. If you have a pet with a loose anus, we'll say, or just trouble using the restroom correctly, you may not want to get this robotic vacuum. When running it runs pretty quiet. I was impressed. I hold a sound meter about 12 inches from the vacuum while it's running on its highest mode and on its lowest mode. And on high, it registered 66 decibels, which is good. And on low energy saver mode, it was 60 decibels, which is borderline good. I usually like to see less than 60 when it's on its quietest mode, but 60 isn't horrible. The battery runtime on high I found is 1 hour and 16 minutes, and on energy saver the runtime is 2 hours and 14 minutes, and it takes about 4 hours for it to recharge once you drain the battery completely. And it's also a little bit on the big side. I measured it myself, all by myself, like a big boy. And it is about 13.5 inches in diameter. And you can see it's got a little part here that sticks up 3/4 of an inch. That leads it to be about 3 3/4 inches high. Keep that in mind. You may want to measure your furniture that you're looking to clean under and see if this would fit. On the bottom here, it's got a main brush that's 6 inches long. That's about average, not particularly long. Not a big deal though. And you've got I just want to show you the dustbin here. It's kind of a biggish dustbin, 600 milliliters. And I'm just going to show you how dirty I got it in my testing. It's a dirty boy. This is something you'll want to clean fairly often. You'll want to empty the dustbin after each use, and then clean it, clean the filter. See if it'll talk for us.
Start charging.
It's got a very authoritative female voice. You can change it, I believe, to do Chinese if that's your thing. but I decided to stick with English. Recommendation. Currently, it costs $339 on Amazon, and that's if you take off $20 with the coupon that's currently available. It's just slightly above the $300 cutoff I put for budget robotic vacuum, so I wouldn't put it in the budget range, though it's close. It's a good solution, though, if you have mostly hardwood floors and want to be able to set no-go zones. Again, though, it's not going to compare to your typical upright vacuum. If you're willing to take the time to vacuum on your own, an upright vacuum that's going to cost a third the price will do a better job. If you want a good daily cleaner that you don't have to worry about, that you can just set and just empty the dustbin once in a while, that's when you go with a robotic vacuum. But in general, upright cleaners are a lot better have a lot more horsepower and a bigger dustbin than a robotic vacuum. But yeah, it might be worth spending a little more though on the Bissell Spin Wave. This is about $400, the Spin Wave, and it has mopping, the best mopping I've seen. I'll leave a link to my video review of that in the notes below. And if you want to save $100 and use a comparable performer, I recommend the Eufy G30 Edge. I believe it's G38 Edge. Again, I'll leave a link to my review of that. That costs about $239 currently. Other than that, I just ask that you please subscribe if you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. It's an easy, free way for you to support my work so that I can make more and better videos and help you to make better buying decisions. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Goodbye.